Hey everybody, it's Dave Clark, aka the Pattern Guy. Hey, finally getting down to some pattern making. Today we're not gonna pattern make. Like I said, I want to start from the start and finish, right? So what we'll do is we'll go through layout, building the pattern and that. But today what we're gonna do is a friend of mine, real good friend of mine, is building a machine. Alright, so instead of fabbing some parts up for it, what we're going to do is we're going to make some castings for him. He doesn't have drawings for him, which really suck, but that's part of the beast, alright? So what I did, I went down to his shop, made a little sketch, and like I said, I'm gearing this more towards guys that are just starting out, right? So it's kind of hard to show you my sketch too. I have barely information on it. I got enough that I know, right? So what I did, I went ahead and made kind of a little quick model, real quick out of plywood. This is something of what he wants, okay? And it's gonna be a bracket. There's gonna be a lead screw coming through this. All right, this is gonna be the bottom bracket. We're gonna have to make a top bracket also. That's gonna be a little bit more designed because you got to put a motor up on there somehow, so we'll do that project also, okay? So a couple months ago we made this this bracket right here. This is going to go on basically what he's got a machine. He's going to have two columns coming down, okay? And then he's going to have a crossbar. And actually this crossbar is going to move up and down, okay? So this casting right here, okay, this is going to house a threaded bushing, okay? So down the road what we're going to have to do, actually these will come up a little bit higher, okay? So we're going to make a bracket that comes up here. You gotta make one on each side, right? There's gonna be a motor up here and the screw is gonna come down here. Alright, so this right here is gonna be down here, okay? Excuse my drawing, I'm trying to do this a little quick so I don't waste too much time here. So this casting right here actually is up here, perpendicular, and this screw here, alright, is going to go through here. This is going to be stationary on there. The screw's going to turn, and then this column will go back and forth, right? So like I said, he doesn't have any drawings, and this is part of pattern making. This is part of becoming a good pattern maker, okay? Most guys, most shops I worked in, we got a drawing from a shop, we built the pattern, boom. There's a little bit of engineering in it. This, we're engineering this on the fly, okay? Like I said, there's no drawings of this. We got to make this stuff up as we go here. So, but that's the nice thing about what we do and what I'll teach you. You're going to be able to make a whole bunch of different stuff. All right. So I made this model, and then what we're going to do, like when you first get started out, this is pretty much the size what we're going to do. He wants it a little more ornate, like an older machine, which I think would be cool too. And doing this, we can do whatever we want, right? Because we're pattern makers. We can, might take us a little bit more time in that, but he's a real good friend. He does a lot of stuff for me, so I owe him a lot. So I want to make these to what he wants. But what I made this for basically is to show. Basically how to get started on this, all right? So we're going to have to determine a few different things. We're going to have to determine what kind of material we're going to want to make this pattern out of. If it was in a foundry, if we were in a shop, is going to go out in the foundry, we got to decide how to do it. We want to put it on a match plate, cope and drag boards. We want to do it cope and drag boxes I was explaining, where we get a box where they put the cold set sand in. So that's the first thing you want to determine, how we're going to build this pattern, okay? So he needs two castings. What metal too, okay? So these will be aluminum castings like this one here, okay? So what we got to do is we got to determine what metal you're going to use. That's going to determine your shrinkage, right? So it's going to be aluminum. Most foundries don't want to do patterns what they call loose, okay? We're going to do this one loose because we just got to make two. So I'm not going to bother mounting it on a board and, you know, waste my time mounting it on a board, making permanent gating for it. Things like that, because we're just making two. But nowadays, a lot of foundries they don't like to do that. They won't do it. You'll still have to mount it on a board, gate it, all that stuff. We may make some gating pieces instead of hand cutting. The reason a lot of foundries don't want to do things loose, and it goes into the cope and drag boxes where they do the cold set sand. They don't have in the old days. You used to do an apprenticeship for molders. You know, the molders nowadays, they're not as skilled. They just want to hire guys cheaper. So what they do is they got a mold box. It's like it just dumps sand in there, right? So a lot of guys cannot do patterns loose anymore either. So that's the thing. But we'll be able to do them loose. That's the nice thing about our foundry. Okay, we do small. We don't do big production stuff. We do smaller stuff. So so that's what we're determining. We got. This is going to be loose. All right, it's going to be made out of aluminum. The next thing is, what do I want to make this out of? Okay, here again, we're going to do two castings. All right, we'll make this out of pine. It's least expensive. It's what I have mostly in this shop. And that this one will have a core box. Okay, so the other determination you have to make right off the bat is how we're going to mold this, okay? So sitting right here, you can tell there's no way we can mold this way because sand would be trapped underneath here, right? And we couldn't get the mold off, right? The best way to mold this would be like this. We could put draft on all this stuff, make a mold, boom, yeah, we're done. The only thing with that is, you know, I'd have to have a mold this tall, which is for down by us, that's getting a little bit, you know, iffy. So what we're gonna do is, and you know, the other thing is what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it down on its side like this. And I was just saying you can't, you know, lay it like this because, you know, you're not gonna be able to get the sand under here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a core. All right. We're not going to mold the whole piece like this. So what we're going to do is, if you remember when I was explaining the pattern boards, the parting line. So you got to determine where this is going to be parted. Okay. So basically, we're going to have a parting line that goes right through the middle of this. Okay. So your parting line all the way around. All right. So we're going to make this half of the pattern and this half of the pattern, and then this will be cored out here, okay, and then this will be on the top. So we'll be good with that. One of the things, if I could do it like this, it would be better. I don't have to make a core box, so there's an expense of a core box too. So if it's just some company, they come to a foundry and, you know, they want two castings, right? So they're not going to want to have to pay for a core box also. Like I said, I'm a pattern maker. You know, hopefully you guys become pattern makers. We can make a core box. It's going to take us a little more time, but it's going to be easier for me down the foundry. All right, so most professional shops, they just mold it like this, okay? So what we'll do is we'll split it in half like this. We'll make a core box so that everything will draw. So basically what we're doing with that is you have to try to draw this the best we can. Here's my pen, magically it comes out here. All right, so we have our match plate, okay? So this, I'm not gonna be able to draw this great, okay? So it's half of it's gonna go up here. There's that rib, okay? And then how does that come? We have this piece out here, right? That'll go down, so we'll make this out here longer. Okay, so same thing on this side. All right, we have that end piece that comes out here. Make this a little taller. Is that right? No, that'll be that height, I'm sorry. All right, and then we got the rib. All right, so under this rib, under the rib, like I said, there'll be sand. You know, this is gonna look like this. All right, so if I pack sand underneath here, I'm not gonna be able to pick the mold up, okay? So that's where we have to build a core box out here. So the core box will actually come out here, okay? So let's do a bigger side version, okay? This is hard. It's gonna take a few patterns for us to go through for you to start understanding things, all right? So here's our board again, okay? So we have a pattern and I'm going to draw something similar to this, okay? So, all right, see, that's the end of it, okay? I can't have, this can't be perfectly 90 degrees, all right? We have to have what's called, and I'm going to draw this exaggerated, okay? We're going to have draft on this, okay? And you got to have draft on this side. And there'll be draft down here. Probably should have used a different color marker, right? But the reason we got this draft on here is so that it's easier for the sand mold to pull out, okay? So these are all the things that you got to take in consideration when you're basically getting ready to design how you're going to build your pattern, okay? You got to have your draft in there. I got to have a core box for this one. Once we get into building the core box, I'm not 100% sure with this one. We might be able to just do 1/2 of a core box and use it for both sides. We could make it symmetrical. We should be able to make it symmetrical. Sometimes it's a mirror image, so you're gonna have to make 2 core boxes. We'll design this, like I said, since it's for us, we're just gonna design it. I'll just probably put a big rectangle under here, and that's it, and then I'll be able to use it for both sides. All right, so I know it's a little bit hard to understand this. Once we start building this, you know, it'll come a lot easier. Hopefully Wednesday or Tuesday, I'll start showing you how to build this. Okay, I got a couple things going in the shop right now. I got a customer's job in here right now. He doesn't want it on YouTube, so just in case, I don't want to be bringing the camera around to different machines and see this guy's stuff here. So Wednesday, it's going to be out of here Monday. So hopefully Wednesday we'll start laying this out. I'll get the okay from my buddy too, and we'll start laying this out, and I'll start showing you how to get the wood ready to go in that, and then the next video we'll build it. And then we'll take a video building the core box in that, or if it's one of those things where we can do it, maybe do some like speed up or something, we might do it that way too. So I got to talk to my camera guy, you know, see which way we want to go to it. But you know, eventually what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to design. We showed you the design today, what we're going to do with it. Then what we're going to do from here, we're going to show you how to lay it out. We're going to show you how to build it, build the core boxes. Then we're going to take this down the foundry, make some cores, make a mold, and pour some aluminum. All right, and then if we can during, if I got to go up to the foundry, you know, I'll see if we can get some more foundry videos of us pouring metal in there. In that, so hopefully, if things don't change, you know, we'll see you on Wednesday. All right, have a good one, guys.